Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment here, to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Martin Luther King Jr. is quoted as having said, faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. And this quote reminds me of a dream I had, a dream that occurred during a time in my life where I felt trapped, and I longed for freedom. But I wasn't sure what to do or how to get there. In the dream, I had boarded a ferry that would take me across a body of water. But as soon as I was on board and the engine started, I knew it was the wrong choice. Getting on that ferry would take me farther into a half-life of smallness and farther away from the freedom I was seeking. I turned and ran, and in true dream form, I made it off the ferry before the distance between boat and dock was too great. But then I was lost, and I began to wonder if I was still supposed to cross that body of water, but just not by ferry. And then again, in true dream form, I noticed a stairway that went up into the sky. I couldn't see where it ended. It seemed to just disappear into the blue. Should I climb? It was this moment in the dream that Dr. King's quote reminded me of. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. In faith, I put my foot on that first wobbly, twisted rope step, and then the second, and holding tight to the rope handrails, I climbed to the top to where it leveled out and became a walkway. The handrails disappeared, and then the walkway. And I was left staring at what appeared to be just air beneath my feet. I stopped and stared down at the water far below, and then forward into what seemed to be clear blue sky. I took a dream breath. And then in faith, I took a step into that thin air and felt solid support beneath my foot. And feeling that solid support beneath my foot, I felt a sudden rush of trust and joy. And I began to run. And then suddenly I had wings, and then exhilarated. I was flying. There is a difference between choosing not death and life. To choose not death is to settle for a half-life, numb and automatic, reactive, full of fear and smallness, pretending a safety and sameness and familiarity, peering at life from behind the drawn curtains of excuses. But to choose life, is to have one's senses fully open, experiencing moments with an exquisite intensity, each heartbeat a gift, a delight, each breath full and fresh. The air itself is alive and full and round, the breeze a caress, full of promise. Tears and laughter, each so precious. The touch of another's skin, a sensuous wonder. Will you join me in prayer, leaning once again to the truth of the oneness of our beingness, leaning into the truth of the one life in which we live and move and have our being? That so generously awaits our invitation to express more fully as us, more wholly as us, more abundantly as us, more lovingly as us, more wisely as us. Breathe with me, if you will, and with each inhale, gather yourself so that as much of your attention as you can summon and hold is right here in this moment. And as you exhale, allow the exhalation to allow you to settle, again, more fully in this moment. Let each breath bring you more powerfully and more fully to this moment. And from this point of power and presence, let us uninvest ourselves from that which would limit us to the small life, to the limited life, to the unimaginative life, and reinvest ourselves into a life on the creative edge of God. Let us take that first step in full faith and choose life, all of it, the laughter, the tears, the deep and abiding love, the sound of a violin, the dawn chorus of birds, the sweet and the bittersweet, the wind, a sigh, the feel of God breathing us, the quickening of our souls, and the joy. Let us choose to be courageous, to take that first step in faith, and the next into a larger, fuller life, delighting in the unknown and the unknowable, but trusting the truth that which we call God is always under each footfall. And so it is.
Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. I dreamt I was born a child, living alone in the wild, passing the hours away. I looked into the face of sorrow, tempted by the taste of tomorrow and the scent of yesterday. But that was only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are a chord in life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. We are only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are a chord in life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. Find you, always was a step behind you, could not see your face, wandering around the maze of illusions, dusty haze, a soul with no resting place. But that was only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are a chord in life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. We are only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. And only love can lift the veil away. And only love can take its place. A dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. We are only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening.
It's a great lyric, isn't it? We are love offered on the wing that stretches throughout eternity. How beautiful is that? We are a chord in life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. My name is Dr. Richard Loren Held. It is a distinct pleasure and honor to welcome you to the evolving, unfolding idea we call Unity in Lynnwood. Youth and Family Ministries gatherings begin at 10 o'clock. If you would like your child to join us next week, contact that program's director for credentials all, or warmly welcome. Her name is Stacy Bailey. This month, they are studying the 5 languages of love. I think it's a fun tool for greater self-awareness. Do you receive or experience love by receiving a gift, by words of affirmation, by quality time? And then how do you express love? We invite you to avail yourself to the vehicles of support which we have fashioned for you. Of course, visit unityinlynnwood.org. You may meet your leaders, read recent blogs, enjoy podcasts. You may enlist prayer support, even download brochures. Engage with Unity in Lynnwood on the social media platform of your choice. We invite you to download the Unity in Lynnwood app. It is free in both Android and Apple versions. Click on the Breeze link in your social media chat window. This allows text reminders and notifications. And as always, if you'd like to stay in touch through periodic email messages, click again. Our staff would be delighted to confirm that your information is up to date. Always, if you require assistance with any or all of the above, again, click or call. We are here in eager support of you. Practical spirituality, welcoming community, short words that speak of broad ideas. And so it is that every week I like to support this mission statement with one of the values statements, one of the bullet points which we created in collaboration with your board of trustees beginning in late 2014. Take a deep breath with me yet again. Consider whether or not this might belong to you. It reads as follows: we believe each person is an individualized expression of divinity itself, and we accept each person as such, without condition, question, or exception. As a matter of principle, then, it can be said that we at Unity in Lynnwood love boldly. Well, I can live there. If you're a member in good standing, and if you don't know what that means, it's not you. If you're a member in good standing who would like to be considered for a 3-year term of service on Unity in Lynnwood's Board of Trustees, please write me directly. I will happily send you the job description and the application. That term would begin in January of 2021. Also, consider joining a prayer chaplain for a time of what we call divine wholeness, meaning a time of allowing another person to hold the highest truths of you in the silence. It's offered following this service. A link will appear in your social media chat window. If you'd prefer to pray with a prayer chaplain by telephone, at this point, go ahead and write prayer at unityinlynnwood.org. Include your telephone number and expect a call following the service from an anonymous number. All are welcome. And when I say all, I mean you. You. If you know who I mean, raise your hand. Yeah, well done. Well done. I'd like to begin by saying happy anniversary, Unity in Lynnwood. And by Unity in Lynnwood, I mean every person whose eyes are falling upon this scene. I mean every person whose ears are hearing these ramblings. I mean you. You. You're not only welcome at Unity in Lynnwood, you are desired at Unity in Lynnwood. Consider introducing yourself in the chat window. Let us embrace you energetically today. And while we're well past the first date stage in our relationship, I think an anniversary Sunday is a great opportunity to take stock, as we used to say in in our early prairie days. Oh, I remember them well. After all, I know I have evolved. My ideas of truth and humanity and principle in God have evolved, I like to think, for the better. And my sincere hope is that your ideas of truth and humanity and principle and God have evolved as well. And while a unity community holds no expectation that we evolve in a homogeneous fashion, meaning that we blindly agree to some credo or even identify with a particular faith tradition, I think you deserve some purview of this soul who is so deeply honored to sit before you today. The one who is so deeply honored to stumble through our humanity as we walk each other home, as Matthew's song says. So on this anniversary Sunday, I like to offer a purview I call what I believe. Well, I believe the $30 orange kitten from the shelter is just as valuable as that $3,000 wrinkly hairless cat that we have called exotic. And the opposite is equally true. For you see, when it comes to life, value and money have no business even appearing in the same sentence. I believe children come into this earthly experience knowing things for which there is no earthly explanation. I believe the only difference between flowers and weeds is the judgment of humanity. For me, dandelions are absolutely beautiful. Regardless of how you define God, I believe God is available to all people of all faiths or no faith at all times. I believe there's unimaginable spiritual power in waiting, in those stretches of uncertainty that reside between the fast yeses and the fast nos, which our society so glorifies. I could say that while the cosmic green lights and the cosmic red lights, satiate our addiction to immediate gratification, life continues to show me that the cosmic yellow lights yield sweet rewards if we can but learn to wait. I believe our bodies have no shameful parts and no shameful functions. Rather, I believe these bodies are nothing shy of miracles, fully deserving of our respect, fully deserving of our gratitude. I believe that if you find a great sale on something you don't really want, you don't save a dime. I believe we should remember our pioneers, for each of us has entered this virtual experience of community because a not so distant pioneer paid a pioneer's price for our admission. From our first peoples to the early settlers, to the enslaved Africans, to the civil rights leaders, brave women, brave gays, brave immigrants, brave scientists, brave spiritualists, brave warriors, and the list goes on, and the list goes on. I believe we should remember our pioneers, for each of us has entered this virtual experience of community because a not so distant pioneer paid a pioneer's price for our admission, and the pioneer's price is always high. I believe the normal family is the family you don't know very well yet. We're all inherently unique and wonderfully peculiar and beautifully odd creations. I believe if you want to learn about honesty, become a third-grade playground monitor. If you want to learn about acceptance, spend a Sunday morning with our Uniteens. And if you want to learn about forgiveness, adopt a shelter dog. I believe what we call birth is the entrance into this earthly experience, and what we call death is the exit from this earthly experience. But that capital L, life, it's beyond our jurisdiction. Birth and death have been mistaken as opposites when in truth they are but doorways on the eternal experience of soul. I believe heaven and hell are states of consciousness to be navigated today, not geographical locations to be navigated tomorrow. I believe spiritual truths exist in complete harmony with science, that yes, you can love God and love the dinosaur, and where there would appear to be tension, we are called to mature in our understanding. I believe spiritual truths exist in complete harmony with sexuality. Yes, you can love God and love the homosexual, and where there would appear to be tension, we are called to mature in our understanding. I believe all humans should be sent into a different culture at least once a year. For what unites us in truth is far more compelling than what divides us in ignorance. And we remember this when we take the time to be present with another human being. So if you get in your car and that same old talk radio program starts, tune into the hip-hop station instead. And if you turn the wheel toward your favorite Mexican restaurant, stop at the Ethiopian restaurant instead. And if you pull into your apartment complex and that guy you usually ignore is at the corner, connect with him instead. You might just find yourself sitting at the corner eating injera with a new friend, listening to WizKid and Kyla. I believe in love, but be cautioned, this might not mean what you think it means. I believe in Jesus, but be cautioned, this might not mean what you think it means. I believe in the Bible, but be cautioned, this might not mean what you think it means. And I believe in family, but be cautioned, this might not mean what you think it means. In fact, I believe that our understanding of love and Jesus and the Bible and family are overripe for scrutiny, for each has enjoyed far too long a season as a weapon of fearful minds. I believe that if we are to err, let us err toward too much generosity, toward too much trust, toward too much kindness. I believe vulnerability and curiosity are precious. I believe gratitude is powerful. I believe that in both grammar and in life, we often put commas where periods should be. Sometimes we put periods where commas should be. I believe that in both grammar and in life, humanity has to learn to use question marks freely and exclamation points judiciously. I believe cruelty and bigotry and conflict are the results of ignorance. I believe that if we want peace among adults, we have to work for education among our children. I believe the first prayer is always a prayer for consciousness, and that all the trinkets we think we want are merely symbols for consciousness, cosmic carrots seemingly dangled before our collective snouts, each beckoning us to come a bit closer to Buddha consciousness, a bit closer to that Christ consciousness, a bit closer to that Krishna consciousness, each beckoning us to demonstrate a bit more of our divine potential, to demonstrate a bit more of our Atman nature. We like to think spiritual development leads us to stuff and things, when in truth it's stuff and things that beckon us to spiritual development. And so it is, yet again, that spiritual truths often stand counter to accepted wisdom. After all, spiritual development is the only thing that we'll take with us when we pass through that final doorway on the eternal experience of soul. I believe that which we call God is beyond human definition. That the words used by human systems to describe the infinite fall short. In fact, the words used by human systems to describe the infinite create some very real problems. Humanity would do well to practice God more and to argue God less. I believe all spiritual traditions, all divine texts, all enlightened leaders are all just giant index fingers, all pointing towards something that can be experienced only firsthand. All pointing towards something that can be experienced only by you. There is no intercessory between you and God, though many long to abdicate that responsibility, and there are a lot of people eager to assume it. I do believe the world can be brutal, but I believe we are often more brutal to ourselves. I do believe animals have souls, and I believe how a society cares for her animals and for her aging speaks volumes. I believe that every choice you make is causative in a chain of events which impacts life on the planet in ways beyond the ability of your wildest imaginings to conjure. That you have no concept of the value of your smile. I believe in beauty. I believe in order. And I believe in kindness. And in studying world traditions and the people central to each, it doesn't appear that our enlightened ones become immune to earthly difficulty. I believe our enlightened ones respond differently to earthly difficulty. Oh, that's the learning. I believe we're all psychic. If there truly is only one mind which each of us uses in our eternal unfoldment, and so you and I communicate with each other and with countless others in untold ways. I believe the old days in which teachers who know more pressed information and facts into children who know less are finished. That a new day in which souls come together to assist each other in discovering and revealing the wisdom which resides within the hearts of each. That's the day that's at hand. I believe that regardless of what might be difficult in your life, if you were able to gain a perspective of enough spiritual distance, you would come to see that it will be okay. That everything will be okay. I believe this realization, this recognition, this awareness, and whatever peace it affords, I believe this is what we call the love of God. I believe nature always tells us the truth, that as we attempt to uncover the truths of life, we need only reflect upon the truths of nature. As we attempt to reconcile the complexities of value, of death, of purpose, change, abundance, we need only reflect upon the simplicities operating beyond our back doors. For whatever truths are operating fully within the latter are operating fully within the former. The universe is never preferential or fickle. My personal mission is to teach and demonstrate universal truths. My personal vision is to contribute to a world in which people are awake to the divine nature and fundamental unity of life. My core values include creativity, integrity, and courage. In my personal credo, I wrote, I am an individualized expression of God, and as such, I do not connect with that from which I cannot separate. I do not return to that from which I cannot depart. I do not beseech that which cannot withhold, and I do not find that which cannot be lost. Through spiritual practice, I avail myself to the highest potentials of this universal truth, potentials which have been demonstrated by many avatars and enlightened souls. Rather than withdraw from these avatars and enlightened souls by assigning them roles as great exceptions, may each of us recognize and accept them as examples of what's possible, even necessary for every human soul. May each of us recognize and accept them as examples of the highest potentials of wisdom, plenty, love, power, life, which merely await our individual and collective welcome. All great people who come into this world ultimately leave the same plea. It goes something like this: there is a power that is greater. I have access to this power, and so do you. So stand up, claim your rightful place as a co-creator in this world. You were never meant to cower in my shadow, but to stand instead upon my shoulder and to reach further in your lifetime than I've been able to reach in mine. This is the message of all great people. And this is what I believe. This is what I believe. This is what I believe. We close with a few minutes of meditation.
Hi. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Stacy Bailey, and I'm the Director of Youth and Family Ministries. Our ministry has been keeping up with each other on Zoom on Sundays and sometimes during the week, doing lessons and even having some fun playing games online. We were fortunate enough to have our very first on-site team meeting last month, and we are really looking forward to having once-a-month meetings in person in the future. Typically, each September, we hold a moving up ceremony to honor all of our students who have either moved up a grade within their respective classrooms, or some who are moving up into a whole new classroom, and finally, our graduated seniors who now will become welcomed into our loving adult community. For the graduating seniors this past year, things have been a little more difficult. Normally, I would bring the student up and introduce them to the congregation and welcome them to adulthood. This year, I am honored to do that virtually. I would like to introduce you to a remarkable young man joining the adult congregation this fall. I have had the honor and the pleasure of watching Stephen Kalfas grow physically and spiritually for the past 4 years. And forgive me, I get choked up because I love this kid so much, and I'm really honored to do this. Stephen is nothing short of amazing. He's loving, kind to everyone he comes in contact with. He has a great sense of humor and is supremely talented. I have had the honor of attending several plays in which Stephen performed in, and all I can say is, if you get the chance to see him, take it. You will not be disappointed. Stephen also achieved the rank of Eagle Scout during his senior year of high school last year. Since graduating last spring, Stephen has taken a 6-week theater arts class, has been spending lots of time online with friends. He creates and edits videos. He cooks and diligently exercises every day. On September 9th, Stephen started online classes at CWU from home, majoring in computer science. I have truly loved having Stephen with us in Youth and Family Ministries. I have learned so much from him over the years, and am looking forward to continuing to do so within the adult congregation. I hope you all will have a chance to get to know Stephen when we're able to return together in the same building. And until then, Stephen, I know your future ahead is bright, and you will excel in whatever you put your mind to, and I love you very, very much. The Prayer Shawl Ministry made this beautiful prayer shawl that I will present to Stephen when I get to see him next. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. Thank you, Stacy. I want to repeat this quote from Dr. Richard's talk last week to open the offertory. We honor God by lifting our minds and hearts into awareness of God's sufficiency and by delighting in the countless creative ways in which that sufficiency might be delivered. Are you willing to give up the illusions of control you hold over every circumstance and over every person in order to live a truly miraculous life? Let us delight you. Let life delight you with its creativity. Let us take that consciousness into this part of the service where we have the opportunity to give back to our spiritual community so that it can continue to fully express as the divine idea that it is, so that unity in Lynnwood can be a force for good in this world. Powerful words. In this time of virtual community, let us join our hearts and minds together to bless our individual offerings right where we are. And then while Matthew unfolds us with his high vibrations of song and sound, you'll have time to access the text-to-give or online donation option that will be posted for you in the Facebook chat box. So if you would, go ahead and take your offering. If it's your check, hold it in your hand. And if it's an amount that you intend to do virtually, just hold the intention of that in your hand, knowing that both are simply symbols of abundance. Close your eyes and know with me, know with every last thread of your thought, with all of your power, with all of your intention, with all of your being, that by virtue of your inability to be separate from the one substance, that you are rich abundance itself. You are life in abundance, wisdom in abundance, power in abundance. Indeed, all that God is, you are in abundance, richly endowed simply by virtue of your inability to be separate from it. You only need to know it and know it powerfully with your whole self. And know that through the sharing of your abundance of love, of wisdom, of life, of plenty itself, you are, and thus we are, a blessing in this world. And so it is.
All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. In sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. In sweet surrender, in sweet surrender.
Dearest Dr. Richard, would you please join me on the podium here? John Brooks, would you please come up front to the podium, please?
Greetings, dear UIL brothers and sisters. Dr. Richard started his talk this morning talking about anniversaries. What he did not say is that this week marks the end of his 7th year as spiritual director at Unity in Lynnwood and the beginning of the 8th. This is a call for celebration by our spiritual community and recognition for everything Dr. Richard has facilitated and accomplished during his tenure. These include the expansion of UIL's ministry into the community through small group ministries, I should take this off, hands-on housing, our local humanitarian outreach, our men's and women's groups, the purchase of the adjoining acreage as a nature sanctuary, and tithing into many other local organizations whose work supports Unity in Lynnwood's vision. So it is with great pleasure that I am able to announce that your Board of Trustees is in conversation with Dr. Richard to extend his contract as spiritual director through 2023, the prospect which gives us all much joy and gratitude. That said, Dr. Richard, your Board of Trustees wishes to express our gratitude by presenting you with a gift certificate to a special restaurant in Edmonds that we know you enjoy, Ipulo Bistro, and we hope you enjoy it with our deep thanks.
Thank you. What a nice surprise. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have a video for me? What a nice surprise, thank you. Do we have a Ricky Byers video?
Hello, my name is Ricky Byers, and I'm inviting all the beautiful women of Unity in Lynnwood to come and join us on the weekend of September 25th and 26th for a magnificent women's retreat, the blessings of acceptance. Yes, acceptance. That's a big one right there. Acceptance. How do you accept what's going on in this country right now? How do you accept what's going on in the world, in your life, with your family, with your mate, with your children? How do you accept, and how do you get to the point of progress? And how do we get beyond any quandary that has us stuck? That's going to be a good weekend, a very good weekend. I hope you will be there with me. Thank you, Reverend Nina and Reverend Richard, for the invitation, and I will see you there. Along with Germaine McGowan, a brilliant author and oracle, Emily Thoreau, who will be guiding us with a magnificent workshop, and Moni Odonia, my favorite friend, up that way with all the women on the drums. I mean, we're going to have a great time. It's a virtual retreat, so we're being creative here, and you don't want to miss this opportunity to see Ricky's creativity on tilt. Okay, it's going to be off the chain. All righty, hope you can make it September 25th and September 26th. Unity in Lynnwood. Let's do it. Peace.
Welcome to Unity in Lynnwood, Ricky Byers. What a gift, what an honor, what a pleasure, what a privilege. That was a nice surprise. Thank you, Unity in Lynnwood. Thank you to the Board of Trustees. I'm eager. I'm eager to learn. I mean, it will either be, but you know what, I won't say that. I know it will be grand. If you'd like to register for any event, you have a couple choices. Visit the website or click on the link that appears in your social media chat window. UIL's social group offers a redesigned Zoom stew. That's on Sunday, September 20th, a week from today, 6 o'clock p.m. Share a Zoom-style meal with loved ones and newcomers alike. Share recipes if you like, and then stay on the call for some family-friendly Zoom games. We do ask that you register that you might know how much food to bring for yourself. That was a little bit silly right there. Everyone is welcome. Your gala, your fall gala, October 24th, is sold out. It is a hybrid of on-site participation in accord with strict protocols and virtual participation. If you would like to be a virtual guest, you will be seated at a real table with real people. You will have real conversation. You will enjoy the fullness of the evening's program, which features a keynote from Unity World Headquarters CEO Jim Blake, who is pioneering a daring and courageous work at Unity Village, Missouri. The funding need for the evening will support a bold and courageous work at Unity in Lynnwood. We call it Soul Greens. It's a local, seasonal, organic, vegetarian restaurant that we have been visioning and developing for a number of months. If you have not yet received the full informational booklet about this grand vision, send me an email personally. I will assure that you get one. Do include your street address. Should you choose to register as a virtual guest for our gala, the cost is $150, and it includes the meal of your choice delivered to your door. It's going to be quite fun. We hope you will consider joining us. Unity in Lynnwood's Board of Trustees has extended the cancellation of on-site recurring events through September. Even so, we're planning to allow 12 guests into the Sunday services in October. Now, this opportunity will be offered by reservation only. It will be facilitated by reserved seating, pre-screening questions, no-touch temperature checks, distanced parking, masking, physical distancing, and sanitizing are among the protocols which will be communicated in advance and expected of all. We do ask your understanding of this offering as something of a beta test, with a decision about subsequent months to be issued during October based upon circumstances as they unfold. What an honor it is to walk with you. Let's close the outer eyes yet again. let us summon circumstance, individual, condition, concern that we would like to invite into a time of closing prayer for me today. I know many are experiencing the fears and the losses of these fires. So I open my heart to all life so affected. For Charles Filmer, the idea of an angel was a high, high thought. And I say, well, what's wrong with that? For others, the idea of an angel is a sentient being beyond the bounds of earthly predictability. And I say, what's wrong with that? So whether for you it would be a high thought, or a sentient being, or an energy, let's call forth the angels today. We imagine them descending into the midst of circumstance, enfolding life in its infinite beauty. And I close simply by affirming the time-honored words, dear life, the light of God, it enfolds you. Always the love of God enfolds you. And we close as we always do with sung words of blessing, sung words of farewell.
May the long time sun shine upon